In our Thunder Bay, we're talking to John Pateman from the Thunder Bay Public Library. It's James with Net News Ledger. It's Monday, and that means we're talking to John Pateman from the Thunder Bay Public Library, which is rapidly becoming the place to get up to date on what's going on with the latest in books and far more. John, welcome back.
Hi, James. Good to see you.
It's been an interesting week at the library. There's been a few announcements coming out. What do our readers and viewers need to know?
Okay, so kind of business as usual in the sense that we're still in the grey zone in terms of the COVID restrictions. So we're offering curbside book pickup and book drop-off at 3 of our locations, which is the Waverley branch and the Brodie branch and Mary J. L. Black, with no service currently being operated at the County Fair location because it's located within a shopping mall and there's different kind of regulations apply there. So that's all as usual. And also all of our wonderful online resources, whether that's downloading ebooks, whether that's streaming a movie, attending an online program, either live or recorded, or looking at our wonderful range of completely free resources. So we're kind of open 24/7, that's what I keep saying. And we're here for the people of Thunder Bay to provide a wealth of services completely free, mostly at the moment through remotely, with the exception of those holds that you can pick up at one of your local libraries or drop off your books.
Now, one of the things that I found really exciting that the library is doing, if someone does not have technology or internet, can they still access the library?
They can access it with their own technology, and if they don't have their own technology, we have a loans program where you can borrow technology and rocket hubs and all the stuff that you need to get online so you can access us. It's a partner-driven program. Since we launched it, the number of partners who've come on board has grown. We've now got over 40, I think 45 community partners. Wow. in the city. And after a bit of a slow start, because it took time for folks to understand this program existed and how it works. But now that it's fully up and running, all of that technology is out at the moment and being used, and we've got a bit of a waiting list. So it's been a success story.
Now, as a waiting list means people have got a tablet and a rocket hub for 30 days. So it's can you reserve them or?
It's kind of a first come first serve service. The selection, as I've said before, is done by the recruiting organization. We don't make the decisions as to who gets what or who needs what. The partner organization will make that determination, and then they will come to the library, and if there is a piece of equipment free at that time, it'll be loaned to them. If not, they'll go on the list and the next piece will become available to them. Just like if you want to check out a very popular book, there's often a holds list, and you have to wait until the person in front of you has read it, returned it to the library, then you check it out. It works on the same basis.
Now, the library has another announcement that came out late last week. Share it with our readers and viewers.
Yeah, very exciting announcement that came from the Ontario Arts Council, who have made the decision to fund a local author to work with the public library as a writer in residence. And we had one of these here many years ago before my time. It was Charlie Wilkins, for people who can remember that far back. At that time, however, the way it operated was that the library created a position and then they kind of recruited somebody into that position. This time around, it's a completely different setup. It was the writer themselves made an application to the Ontario Arts Council. They determined that this was a project that they wanted to fund. The contract is between the Ontario Arts Council and the writer, nothing to do with the library. There's no contract with the library here. The library is just basically providing the presence, which will be probably online, let's face it. Although it's a residency, it'll be a virtual residency until it's safe to go back into our libraries. But nonetheless, it is a writer in residence. It's going to have a Black focus and a Black theme, exploring issues around Black identity in Thunder Bay. And that term has got a very wide kind of definition, and working with the local community to produce poetry and short stories and that kind of stuff. Very much a community engagement project.
Excellent. There's always seems to be things happening in the city and in the library that, we've started talking about them and giving up people an opportunity to find them out. This is kind of exciting.
It is, and I think part of the one of the kind of stranger outcomes of the whole COVID situation is that more opportunities seem to be coming up. People have got more time to think about what kind of projects they want to operate, whether that's from within the library itself or community members coming up with ideas. So, for example, recently we've been showcasing on our website a series of lectures by a former city councillor on the history of the Aztec nation, based on a trip that him and his partner did to that part of the world. And it's great because you watch it, and of course we can't travel, we can't even leave the city, but here you watch this series completely free through our website, and you get to understand about ancient cultures, and you feel like you're traveling to the places that they go to during the presentation. It's very cool.
It's something, when I was a kid, I was one of the kids with a flashlight and a book under the covers, and mom and dad were like, "Hey, get to bed, time for sleep." And yeah, okay, no problem. I kept reading, and today it's not quite the same for so many kids. It's all on their technology, their tablet, their smartphone, their laptop, and just to get the combination of books combined with opportunity to technology is so important in our city.
It is, James, and let me just say something here because I think it's relevant to what you're saying. Is we're also doing a community survey at the moment, which we are sending out to everyone whose email address we've got as library members, and we're trying to understand what it is they want from the library when we get back to some kind of normal situation in the future, whatever that may look like. And we've already had 600-700 replies to that survey. Thank you very much. However, we're starting to see a definite demographic trend within this. Within these returns, they're mostly coming from an older age group, which is fine. A lot of our library members are from that demographic, but we really also want to hear from other demographics and particularly from young people. So just a shout out to say that survey's there, it's available, and we want everybody to respond.
John, and I think that'll good way to wrap it up with a shout out to young people, and we'll be talking to you next Monday.
Thanks again, James.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
To keep up to date, you have to subscribe. You have to hit that like button and hit the notification to stay in touch.